Hello, everybody, and welcome to Jennifer's Open Book, where we don't believe in filters. First, let's do a mic check. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Mic check 1, 2.
Oh, we working today. Thank you, StreamYard. Hey, now. Okay, so um, you guys checked out the title. We're gonna get to our topic in just a second. If you have not subscribed to this channel, make sure that you hit your subscribe button, like this video. Go check out some of my other videos, like them, leave comment, and share, you guys. Something is always said on every video that I make that somebody else needs to hear. So go ahead and share those videos and make sure that you guys leave comments and let us know what you think, or what you like, what you don't like, what I can improve on, what you want to see later on. Just leave those comments, you guys. Thank you for your support. That being said, let's get to our guest. You saw him some months ago. I think it was back in April. Mr. Kijuan Amey. He told us when he was with us before that he was going to be writing a book, or that he was in the process of writing a book and having it published by the summer. So that is what we're going to be talking about today. So, welcome, sir. Welcome back, I should say. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you for having me back. That means I did good the first time. so I'm
Yes,
doing pretty good. I hope you are.
I am doing fantastic. Um, I need an energy shot. So I'm gonna call my daughter and see if she could like send me some of her 6-year-old energy in a few minutes. But yes, I'm doing great. And I see, because I'm following you on social media, that you are doing great. You got that book out, and we're going to talk about that today. The name of your book is Don't Focus on Why Me. And did I say that name right? Because I messed it up before.
Oh no, you were accurate. You were very accurate. Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so first of all, I am very excited about this book. I love that title. And when we spoke last time, and you guys go check out that video so that you can get to know Kijuan Amey a little better. And that's the name of the video, Getting to Know Kijuan Amey. Um, when we spoke last, we were actually talking about this. This was our topic. And that's when you brought up your book. We were talking about how people go through different traumas in their lives. They go through a lot, or maybe one major trauma. And the first question that they ask is, why me? Now, we got into this discussion because I said that I was thinking about this, and I was thinking about things that people have gone through in Black history. And I thought to myself, that couldn't have been me. That had to be that person who
hmm
went through those things, because that person did what they were supposed to do. They moved things forward.
Right.
And just knowing me and my personality, some of the things that I read about, um, I would have collapsed under that pressure. And that's
hmm
because that pressure was not meant for me. I go through my own things and I have my own pressure, and I'm able to deal with those things because that was meant for me. And there is a reason behind all of that. Now, we talked about that, and this was a really awesome subject. And you brought up this book title, which went splendidly with what I was talking about.
Yeah.
So, we want to go a little bit into your book. Before we go into your book, just really quickly, um, tell everyone. So, tell everyone what inspired your title. What was the inspiration for your title and for you writing this book?
Yeah. So the full complete title is "Don't Focus on Why Me," with the subtitle of "From Motorcycle Accident to Miracle." So a lot of people kind of get a glimpse just looking at the title. They're like, what, he had a motorcycle accident? Hold on. And you're already captivated. And what it is you're thinking, well, why? What does he mean by don't focus on why me? Well, like you mentioned already, Jennifer, that's the first thing we do. We consider ourselves the victim in the first mindset. That's just a human nature almost, especially nowadays. And if we always look at it that way, when do we, change our mindset to continue pushing and striving for better or striving to get better? Um, so my thought process came from, of course, being in the hospital, laying in that hospital bed, and you'll read about it in my book for all of those who do go and get that. But when I was laying in that bed, a still voice came over me after I was like, man, why did this have to happen to me? I'm questioning everything, just keep continuously questioning everything because you don't expect something like this to happen. I've never had an accident ever before in my life, whether that was a bone broken from football or even a fender bender when in a car. I've never had an accident ever. Um, and so I was like, it's kind of crazy that that had happened to me. But when I kept doing all this questioning, a still voice came over me and said, "Well, why not you?" And I was like, "Wait, what?" I was like, "Hold up, hold up. What you mean? Why not me? Come on." All right, so so and then I had to sit there and no, don't get me wrong by any means of the imagination. I didn't just grab hold to that and ride that wave ASAP. No, I'm not a surfer. First off, but secondly, it took some time for that thing to minister to me and stir up something inside of me to make me understand that there is a reason that I am able to take on this burden and turn it into something else. I didn't just have a burden and then I sat in that pity party or in that slump. No, I transpired everything that happened to me and showed everybody that I'm a walking miracle. And so that's what I call myself, a miracle child walking. So that's just how it went. That's how that title came about.
Awesome. So, for you all who don't know, go back and watch the video. Like I said,
Yeah.
go and check out the video, and also make sure that you guys check out this book. And I'm gonna leave a link in the comments, so that you guys can go and purchase this book. But uh, Kiwan lost his sight in that motorcycle accident. Um, Now you lost yours. You said that you literally woke up blind, and you woke up a month after the accident. You were in a coma for a month,
Yes, a medically induced coma. Yes.
medically induced coma, and you woke up totally blind. So imagine that. And I know a few people that this has happened to. Um, they were having a regular day, doing their
Hmm.
thing.
Hmm.
Then boom, they wake up totally blind.
Yeah.
This is a very traumatic experience. Very traumatic. That is something that is very difficult to deal with mentally, emotionally, physically. It's difficult to deal with spiritually. It's a very difficult thing to deal with. Um, how long ago was this accident?
Oh, my accident was May 5th, 2017.
So fairly recently.
Yes, for just over four
And
years ago.
you are now an author and a motivational speaker, amongst
Yeah.
other things. And the reason why I asked you that question is because people, a lot of people don't understand that there is a process. You don't wake up blind and everything's okay and you can deal with it. We humans adapt, but we need time to
Hmm.
adapt.
Hmm.
We need support
Yep.
to adapt, and we need instruction as well. And the reason why I'm making this point, and I want you to chime in here, okay?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
reason why I'm making this point is because I read a lot, and I read a lot of reports from other blind and visually impaired people who are losing their sight or who have lost their sight, and they don't have these things, and their families, unfortunately, don't understand and don't care to learn that these people are suffering a trauma. They're going through a trauma, and they need support. They don't need you to coddle them necessarily, but they don't need tough love. They don't need you to say, get up off your butt and go do
Hmm.
something. They
Right.
need help. They need to, and some people need more help than others. Um, I was born visually impaired, and I gradually lost my sight over the years.
Hmm.
And it was suggested to me to join a support group. And I was one of those people. I don't want to go to no support group. I don't want to be around other people. I don't want to talk to nobody about it. I was through an really angry stage where I just didn't want it. Just no, I want to live my life. I don't want to go through this. And I was pissed.
Right.
Um, I was a kid too. Okay, I was
Hmm.
I was a kid. I
Yeah.
can tell you now that I'm older that it may have been helpful for me to go and speak to someone, maybe not in a group because I'm not a support group type of person.
Right.
Um, I would suggest if you are struggling with these things, to seek counseling in some sort of fashion though.
Yeah.
Did you have any type of counseling other than I sought counseling, but it wasn't the traditional type of counseling. Okay. Did
Uh,
you seek any type of counseling?
yes,
Have
on
you or are
so
you?
many, yeah, so many different levels of counseling. So, like you've mentioned, a lot of people don't like to do the group thing. First off, they might feel like it's not everybody's business to know, and it's the insecurities that come along with it. I trust me, I've had those. I've also done the group counseling or group therapy, however you want to call it, as well as one-on-one therapy, as well as faith-based therapy. There's so many different methods, but seek what's best for you. And I talk
Yes,
about that in my
yes.
book. I tell people, therapy is not the worst thing you could ever do. It's actually very helpful, and a lot of people need it. They just don't think they need it. And
Mhm.
there's so many different therapies out there that you would be like astounded at how many different ones are out there just awaiting your fingertips, basically, because that's really all it is, a search on the internet. And somebody's right next to you, either in the same city or the next city over. And so with that being said, and everything right now going on, I've been doing virtual or phone call counseling and therapy. So it's so available and so, at your arm's reach. Whatever you have a phone, you have a computer, you have a iPad, whatever the case may be, you can get some counseling, some therapy. Okay, so don't think that you can't. And I'm in agreement with you on what you said earlier, Jennifer, about how I've been a part of these different groups with other visually impaired people, and the things that I've been seeing and hearing, I'm very appreciative of what my family does do for me. Don't get me wrong, I love my family, and I write about that in my book as well. Everything that they were doing for me then and now is amazing. There are some people that I have heard that their family, whether it be their siblings or children or whatever the case may be, can't stand doing anything for them. And I'm just like, wait, what? As if they asked to be
It's amazing to me
it's almost like
how
as if they asked to be blind. I asked to be visually impaired
right,
and
right.
make and put a burden on you. No, that's not how this came about. It's not like they volunteered to accept something in exchange. No, this is not how this works. And that just baffles me to no end how that
Yeah,
happens.
I was gonna say it's baffling the lack of compassion.
Yeah,
It's it's amazing to me that family can, like, one minute they're your family and they're all over you, you love you, and as soon as something happens, it's like I can't be bothered with you. I've went to school with a lot of not a lot, but a couple of people who whose family just couldn't deal with them being blind, and so they ended up in foster care.
Hmm.
When they lost their sight, they ended up in foster care. They ended up being adopted. Um, in some cases that's a good thing. In others it's not.
Right,
But
right,
when you're an adult, what do you do?
right.
And this is the point where you actually have to seek help on your own. You have
Hmm.
to figure it out on your own. And I shouldn't say on your own. Those groups on Facebook are good because people can give you some direction. They can tell you who you can call. They can guide you towards different places. There are a lot of organizations who can help you in a lot of different situations, help you regain your independence because you will lose your independence, you know, and that's one of those things that's really hard for people to deal with, but you can regain that independence. It's not a total loss, you can rebuild that. Um, so your family, I'm glad you have a very supportive family. Okay, I got my question back. I'm sorry, my question was gone. My question was, your counseling, the counseling that you have had in the past and that you're receiving now, is your counselor, or have you dealt with a visually impaired or blind counselor, or do you deal with sighted counselors? Because that can make a really big difference.
Yes, yes, it can make a difference. And to answer your question, everyone who I've dealt with has been cited, and the reason they have been cited, or shall I say, I haven't sought out a visually impaired counselor, is because most of the issues I was having was about sighted concerns. So it was more of a let's relate on the sighted side because I'm not too far removed, and I'm
Mhm.
just trying to figure out the balance. How do I balance this? Mentally. How do I? I mean, yes, there's the physical, but how do I balance that as well? And just the different things that go along with that. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to, seek out a visually impaired counselor or a therapist, but I just haven't. That's all it is to it. It's not like there's anything holding me back from it other than just that simple fact. I just have not. So,
Okay. Well, just so everyone knows this, my VIPs who are watching, a visually impaired counselor is an option. There are a lot of us out there. There are a lot of psychologists, psychiatrists, um, different type of counselors. In case you feel more comfortable speaking to someone who has gone through what you're going through, they may have more insight on that. Not saying that you have to restrict yourself to those particular,
mhm.
like Yuan said, his counselors are cited. So, but for those of you who feel that way, because I do know some people. Actually, I know someone who went totally blind, and my mom was talking to him, and he said, "I want to talk to Jen. You can't help me. I want to talk to Jen. I'm not a counselor. I am in no way a counselor, but people are comfortable talking to me. So,
Hmm.
I went and
And
talked
I
to
know
him,
what
and
it is. It's more of the connection. Like you can
yeah,
relate. You can relate to somebody. And that's really what it's
right,
about. They
right.
just want somebody to relate.
And it's awesome. I'm always happy, and I know that you're a motivational speaker, and you have this same feeling. It's always a great thing when you run into someone that you've spoken to, and you see that their life has changed and they're thriving, and it's gratifying for them to say things like, that conversation that we had really helped me. And have you
Yep.
had that happen yet?
Yes, I've had it happen numerous times, and especially with this book being released, people are reading it and writing me that. You know, I've had so
Right.
many. I've had so many people that I don't know add me on Facebook, because they read my book and then they sought me out and they said, "Oh man, I just read your book. It was amazing. I'm gonna, share it with all of my friends. Stuff like that." I mean, I've had so many different, emails, messages, feedback. Just everything, and it's amazing to me. I count it a blessing, to just have all these things happening, and they're receiving things from my book.
So getting to your book,
Hmm.
does has anyone expressed their favorite part? What something that touches you get these emails and messages and everything. Has anyone told you what part of your book touched them the most?
Um, the one thing that I heard is, I guess you could say, a favorite part, but it's not
Mhm.
like a specific part. It's just a part of the book, which is my vulnerability. I open up and I show
Mhm.
what people usually don't about them. I show the insecure side of it. I show the depression side of it. I show, the rebound. I show what really happened, because a lot of people don't like to show that side. They think it's
Mhm.
going to be too much. They're giving up too much. And to me, I think you're not giving up enough. I still feel like there's some
Right.
stuff I could have put in there, but I just felt like this was enough. You know, um,
Well, that's when we go into your next book.
yeah,
That's how that
it'll be in the
happens.
revision. Look, it'll be in the revision. That's the biggest thing that I always hear is the vulnerability. And then I just recently on Sunday, after church service, somebody had, is reading my book right now from my church. And they came up to me and they were like, "I'm reading this book. And I literally can hear you saying every single word in that book. Like, I know this is you all
Mhm.
the way. Like, this is like, so some people, and the reason I bring it up, because some people do have ghostwriters. Don't get me wrong. Do your thing. Okay. But no, I wrote all of this. Okay. This is straight
Mhm.
from Kijuan. You can't get it any other way. It's I'm the only way, only person that's gonna be able to write it like me. So the fact that they said that I could do nothing but laugh, and she was like, all I do is hear your voice the entire time I'm reading, and I was like, that's
That's
awesome.
awesome when they
I
when
said
they
that means
when
I
they
did my
know like
job. Yeah.
when people know you and they read something that you wrote and they're like, yes, I know that this person did this.
Hmm.
Yes.
Look, and I'm just sitting
So
there
I
like,
want
well, that means I
to
did my job then.
so I want to ask you this question, and
Hmm.
I'm asking you this. I just want to set it up. Last year, I wrote a little like it was a really short story, and it was for domestic violence awareness. And I wrote this story. It wasn't a true story. It was just a fiction, and I posted it on Facebook. I posted it all over Facebook just so that people can see one of the outcomes of domestic violence. And I read it to a couple of people over the phone who weren't following me on social media.
Hmm.
And every time I read this story, I started crying
Mm.
towards the end of the story, like I
Yeah.
didn't write it myself, like it was my first time reading it.
Right.
And it happened like after the third time, I was like, you know what, go read it yourself. I'm not gonna keep on crying. And I actually cried while I was writing this story. Okay,
Uh huh.
I want to know if there is a chapter or any part of your book that you wrote, and even though you've lived this and you've been through it, is there any part that you wrote that really like it gives you the chills or makes your emotions run high?
I will tell you this. The one chapter that I know um, really made me take a breath. Is really what it did. Like, it made me take a deep breath. Was when I was writing about that depression, because
Hmm.
depression, eh, people can say what they want about depression. It's real. I don't care what you say. Depression is so real. It is one of those things that either you deal with it or it will eat you alive. And that's what it was doing to me. So as I was writing that chapter, I remember vividly what the emotions and everything that happened to me were going on. And so, as you read that chapter, you're going to know exactly what I was dealing with. This is nothing about my book is fluff, but specifically that chapter, I know for sure is not fluff. And because it took me to a suicidal state of mind. And I thank
Mhm.
God that I am able to still be here talking to you guys and wrote that book because that was in 2017 when I was having those feelings and thoughts of wanting to kill myself. And it's just the fact that I was able to even get through that chapter and through those like chapters surrounding it because those played a part as well. Um, that I was, I just had to, hurry up and kind of get through it. Other than that, I wasn't gonna make it through that chapter. I think that chapter took me, I don't know, probably that was probably one of the longer chapters to write. Not necessarily the longest in length, but the longest to write because
Mhm.
of how emotional it was. So,
So in this book, what I'm gathering is that we are gonna get all of you, and it's probably gonna have us in our feelings. It's
yes, yes, you will definitely be on
gonna have us in
you're gonna be on a roller coaster ride of emotions. I'm gonna tell you that now.
that's the sign of a good book.
Yes.
Um, the best books are the ones that make you feel, that make
Mhm.
you, you put yourself in that person's place and you can feel that. So I'm wishing you all of the blessings. I saw something on Facebook. I want to make sure that I read this right a couple months ago. Do you play the drum?
Yes, I do. And for those who are visually, who can actually see, um, they'll see them right behind me in my video. So I have a piano as well as a drum set directly behind me in the video feed.
Oh my goodness.
I've been playing
I know
drums since
I
I was
actually
7.
reread that like 3 times. I'm like, did you say you played a
Yeah, I've been playing drums since I was 7 years old, and I just started learning the
drum? That's
piano
what's
last year.
up. Awesome. So you're playing the drums for church, right?
I am. I am.
Okay.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I know that this is you guys, and I bring that up because, like I said, that is amazing to me. It's amazing for you to be able to do that. There are teachers who will. I was in seventh grade, and I thought that I couldn't play drums. I was still young, so I still had thoughts of things that I couldn't do. It wasn't, I was when I was like, I can't do that. And
Hmm.
my teacher, who was not a teacher for the visually impaired, I was mainstream. He put me at this drum kit, and
Hmm.
it was for a grade. We had to pick the level of difficulty, and whatever level of difficulty we chose determine our grade. I was not that confident, but I did pick the second level, which earned me a B.
Hmm.
And he taught me how to play this whole beat on the drums, and I could not see where the drums were, but he showed me where everything was with these sticks. So I think that's awesome that you play the drums. I
Me.
love music, and I love to meet my blind and visually impaired musicians. And I think I just love our people. I just
Yeah.
love everybody is amazing to me. I've all of these videos that I make, you guys, are learning experiences for me. Even though I've been um, visually impaired my entire life, I was not around a lot of blind and visually impaired people, and so I only knew my blind and visually impairedness. Okay, but I am meeting so many amazing people, including you.
Thank you.
You guys are inspiring to me, and I'm putting these videos out there because you are not you are inspiring other people, not just blind and visually impaired people, but sighted people. There
Hmm.
are so many people who are sighted who don't know they have no idea of their full potential. They
Right.
don't know what they can do. And for them to see us doing things, it makes them want to do more. Like, wow.
Hmm.
So I'm wishing you all the blessings of the world on this book. I can't wait for your next book to come out already.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm pushing it. You might as
Oh
well
yeah.
just go
No.
ahead and
Listen.
next summer, part two or something else.
Oh, we pushing it for real, y'all. Yeah.
You guys are gonna see the links. You guys can buy the book on. Tell them where they can find their book.
For sure. Don't Focus on Why Me can be found on Amazon if you just search on there, as well as your Kindle app. Also, for the audio listeners, it can be found on Audible as well as the Apple audiobook. So, yeah, you can guys go check that out.
Another thing that I really love about your book is that everything that you just named is accessible for the blind and visually impaired.
Yep.
Um, there are there are, I'm sure, I don't know the cost behind it or anything,
Hmm.
but I've talked to some authors about getting their books on Audible at least, and they're like, everything that you named. So for the if you guys don't know, I'm a Audible reader, so I have the book on Audible. It's queued up on my Audible.
Hmm.
Um, but on Amazon, your Echo can read your Amazon book if you have it on Kindle. You can also read it through the Amazon app. Have your phone or your Apple device read it off of your Amazon app if you got it, if you have Kindle on Apple anyway. If you have a Kindle device, then you guys know how to use it.
Hmm.
Your phone has voiceover on it, so it can also read your book, whether you get it on audio or you get the e version of the book. So everything that every platform is accessible. Thank you for all of the accessibility, Apple and Amazon. You guys are freaking awesome and are all over my house right now. So thank you. Let everyone know where they can find you on social media.
Yeah, definitely. You guys can find me on social media at for Facebook. It's gonna be Kijuan Amey, and if you saw me on Jennifer's show, just send me a nice little message in Messenger. I would love to respond to it, as well as on Twitter. I am at Amy Motivation, so that's Amey Motivation. And as far as spelling my name, and for those who cannot see, is Kijuan, in the letter Amey is my last name. And also on Instagram, you can find me at story underscore of success. So that's again, story underscore of success.
Guys, get in touch with him. Go ahead and check out this book. Um, like I said, I have it queued up. I'm taking state board exams in a couple weeks, and this is going to be my first read after I am done with those exams.
Look,
You guys
look,
pray for me. Pray for me.
I'll definitely pray for you, and I look forward to reading your feedback.
I want we're gonna end it, but before we go, is there anything, because you are a motivational speaker and you are a motivator, I'm putting you on the spot. Is there something that you can say to the people? Give us a little motivation, something to make the people feel good.
Definitely, definitely. I love to leave my VIPs with my quote. I may have lost my sight, but I didn't lose my vision. And the reason I always use that quote is because, yes, I physically lost my eyesight, but the vision was always to continue helping people. And that's what I'm doing. So, my motivational speaking, that's what it's all about, to help others.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to speaking to you again really soon.
Yeah.
This needs to be a regular occurrence because I love talking to you. So, hopefully I will see you soon. You guys, thank you for joining us. Go and check out this book. Don't focus on why me. find Kiwan on all of those platforms. Give them some feedback about that book. I hope you guys enjoy. You guys are not going to see me for a little while. Make sure that you are following me on social media though, because there will be some posts. Um, so follow me on Facebook, Instagram. Um, we're the same place you found me here on YouTube under Jennifer's Open Book, JINNERFER, apostrophe S, Open Book. Um, I'm gonna be leaving some posts in there. You guys are gonna definitely see some videos in October. October is Meet the Blind month, and we are celebrating the blind and visually impaired. Um, it is also
White
White
King
Cane
Day.
Awareness Day is October 15th. So expect to see some videos on that. There are going to be white cane walks going on everywhere. And one I definitely know about because I'm putting it together currently in Las Vegas. So you guys stay tuned for those things. Um, You can also find me on Facebook under Jennifer Janelle. Send me a friend request, you guys. JINNERFER, JINNELLE. So you guys come and speak to me over there. If you have a story that you want to tell, if you are doing something in your community, if you just want to come and talk to me about, I don't know, current events, anything, what's going on in your life, send me a message, inbox me so that I can get you guys on here. Um, like I said, I'm taking a little bit of a break in August and part of September, but I will get you on towards the end of September, definitely in October. So you guys go ahead and shoot me a message, inbox me, let me know. That is all I have for you guys today. I think if I missed anything, follow me and I'll post it. That being said, I love you guys and thank you so much for your support. And bye.